Hello guys, my name is Victor Bloodstone. Today is day 17 and today I will be telling you guys about 4 scary, spooky and disturbing horror stories of Sinister Carnival games. So let's get started. Story 1. The Fortune Teller's Curse. The carnival was a cacophony of colors and sounds, the air filled with the scent of popcorn and cotton candy. As I wandered through the maze of tents and rides, a sense of unease settled over me, a feeling that something sinister lurked beneath the cheerful facade. I came upon a tent at the far end of the carnival, its entrance adorned with faded banners and twinkling lights. Intrigued, I stepped inside, the smell of incense hanging heavy in the air. The tent was dimly lit, the only illumination coming from a single candle on the small table in the center of the room. Seated at the table was a fortune teller, her eyes dark and piercing. She beckoned me forward with a gnarled hand, her voice a low, melodic whisper. I hesitated for a moment before taking a seat opposite her, my heart pounding in my chest. She gazed into a crystal ball, her fingers tracing the surface as she spoke of my past, present, and future. But as she spoke, I felt a chill run down my spine, a sense of dread washing over me like a tidal wave. Suddenly, her voice took on a sinister tone, her words dripping with malice. She spoke of a curse that had been placed upon me long ago, condemning me to a life of suffering and despair. Panic seized me as I realized the truth of her words, and I fled from the tent, the sound of her laughter echoing in my ears. From that day forward, the carnival haunted my every waking moment, its presence a constant reminder of the curse that had been placed upon me. No matter where I went, it followed me like a specter, its sinister games forever etched into my mind. Story 2. The Haunted House of Mirrors. The carnival was a whirlwind of excitement and laughter, the rides spinning and twirling beneath the twinkling lights. As I made my way through the crowded fairgrounds, a sense of unease settled over me, a feeling that something sinister lurked in the shadows. I came upon a tent at the edge of the carnival, its entrance marked by a sign that read House of Mirrors. Intrigued, I stepped inside, the air thick with the scent of mildew and decay. The room was dark, the only illumination coming from the faint glow of the mirrors lining the walls. As I wandered through the maze of reflective surfaces, I felt a sense of disorientation wash over me. My reflection seemed to warp and distort with each step I took, twisting into grotesque shapes and contorted forms. Suddenly, I heard a voice, a soft whisper that seemed to come from nowhere and everywhere all at once. It spoke of lost souls trapped within the mirrors, condemned to wander the maze for all eternity. Panic seized me as I realized the truth of the voice's words, and I stumbled blindly through the darkness, desperate to escape. From that day forward, the carnival haunted my every waking moment, its presence a constant reminder of the horrors that lurked within its walls. No matter where I went, it followed me like a specter, its haunted house of mirrors forever etched into my mind. Story 3. The Deadly Carousel. The carnival was a riot of color and noise, the rides whirling and spinning beneath the bright lights. As I wandered through the crowded fairgrounds, a sense of unease settled over me, a feeling that something sinister lurked just beneath the surface. I came upon a carousel at the center of the carnival, its painted horses frozen in mid-gallop. Intrigued, I stepped onto one of the wooden steeds, the sound of carnival music filling the air. The carousel began to turn, slowly at first, then faster and faster until the world became a blur of motion and sound. As I rode the carousel, I felt a sense of dizziness wash over me. The lights seemed to dim, and the music grew softer, until all I could hear was the pounding of my own heart. Suddenly, I realized that I couldn't move, that I was trapped on the carousel, unable to escape. Panic seized me as I struggled against the invisible force holding me in place. I screamed for help, but my cries were drowned out by the cacophony of the carnival. And then, just as suddenly as it had begun, the carousel ground to a halt, leaving me shaken and disoriented. From that day forward, the carnival haunted my every waking moment, its presence a constant reminder of the horrors that lurked within its walls. No matter where I went, it followed me like a specter, its deadly carousel forever etched into my mind. Story 4. The Sinister Clown Game. The carnival was alive with the buzz of excitement, children's laughter echoing through the air as they darted between the colorful tents and rides. As I strolled through the crowded fairgrounds, A sense of unease settled over me, an inexplicable feeling that something sinister lurked beneath the surface of the festivities. I came upon a booth tucked away in a shadowy corner of the carnival, its entrance marked by a faded sign that read "Test your luck with the Sinister Clowns." Intrigued, I stepped closer, drawn in by the eerie glow emanating from within. The booth was small and cramped, the air thick with the scent of sawdust and stale popcorn. Inside, a row of sinister-looking clowns leered at me from behind a counter, their painted smiles twisted into grotesque grins. The carny man in the booth beckoned me forward with a sinister grin, his eyes gleaming with malice. Step right up, he crooned, his voice dripping with false cheer. Test your luck with the Sinister Clowns and win a prize. Reluctantly, I handed over a few coins and took my place in front of the booth. The carny handed me a handful of small balls and instructed me to throw them at the clown targets lining the back wall. I hesitated for a moment, a sense of foreboding settling over me, but the carny's grin never wavered. As I threw the balls, the clowns' faces seemed to contort and twist with each hit, their expressions becoming more sinister with every throw. Suddenly, the lights flickered, and the clown's laughter filled the air, a sound that sent chills down my spine. Panic seized me as I realized that the clowns were alive, that they were watching me with malevolent intent. I tried to flee, but the exit seemed to vanish before my eyes, leaving me trapped in the darkness with the sinister clowns. In that moment, I knew I had stumbled upon something beyond comprehension. From that day forward, the carnival haunted my every waking moment, its presence a constant reminder of the horrors that lurked within its walls. No matter where I went, it followed me like a specter, its sinister games forever etched into my mind. If you liked the stories, then consider liking the video and subscribing my channel, as it would motivate me to make more videos for you guys, and thank you for watching this video.